Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to my virtual classroom. I'm Safia Sultan, your online history instructor for class 8. Hope my this video finds you happy, healthy and in a very good shape. So children, as you can see on your screens, today we are going to start with another phase of the Indian history which starts from 1940 and it ends up at 1947 with the greatest ever event of history of the division of the subcontinent into two separate countries, India and Pakistan. Okay, so we will be starting with some major events which took place in this period. Children, we have simple two objectives set for today. We will be understanding the circumstances under which the Pakistan resolution was moved and passed. And we are going to examine the role of women and children in the Pakistan resolution. Okay, children. So the first event which we will discuss in this regard is going to be the annual session of Muslim League, which happened on 23rd March 1940. Yes, children, it's the same day when in Pakistan we very happily celebrate the Pakistan Day, 23rd March. Children, this annual session was held in Lahore in a huge park because for this annual session, Muslims from all over India came to attend it and they really needed a big space for it. So at that time, we had a big park in Lahore, which was remembered and named as Minto Park. So this annual incident happened in Minto Park where Muslims came and this annual gathering took place. Children, it was a 3 days session and the speeches and all were going on uh, in a great sequence. In this annual session, Liaquat Ali Khan presented the annual report of the Muslim League. Then this resolution, which we remembered as the Pakistan resolution, was moved by Maulvi Fazlul Haq. Remember, he was from Bengal, one of the representative of the Muslim League. And then this resolution was seconded by Chaudhry Khaliquzzaman. Children, Jinnah was also the one who favored this resolution, and that makes it important for us to know that what was this resolution and what was the base of it. Okay, so yes, let's talk about the reason for passing the Pakistan resolution. Children, before I talk about the Pakistan resolution and the content of it, I would like to tell you that it was based on the two nation theory which was proposed by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. I'm sure you all remember Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and his very, very famous two nation theory, which stated that Muslims and Hindus are two different nations, and in any case, they can never ever live together. And that is the reason Sir Syed really provoked the Muslims to seek education and make their own identity. Now, there was one more reason. Muslim political, economic, and cultural freedom was curbed. If I take you to the previous video, when we discussed about the results of the 1937 elections, children, I'm sure you remember the Wardha scheme, you remember the Vidya Mandir scheme, and you remember all that pain which Muslims had to take when they were ruled by the Congress. Congress rulers, Congress leaders, Congress ministers were continuously passing certain resolutions and taking certain decisions which were against the Muslim cultural freedom and even Muslim religious freedom. That makes Muslims very much towards are demanding for something which is separately for them. Then one more reason was the idea of separate homeland, which was given by Allama Iqbal. If I take you back in the 1930s Allahabad address and Chaudhry Rahmat Ali's Now or Never pamphlet. Both of them stated that Muslims of India should have a separate state. Then the experiencing the Congress rule from 1937 to 39 made the Muslims realize the need for a separate homeland. This is what we have just discussed, that Muslims were in pain, their cultural, political and economic freedom was taken over. And I would like to add the word religious also. As you know, if I tell you, we discussed about the children bowing down in front of the portrait of Gandhi, or Muslims being forced to read Bande Mataram, or the banning on cow slaughter. All these things were painful for the Muslims, and they really called for deciding something for themselves. Okay, now let's hear the reason for presenting the Pakistan resolution from our beloved leader, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah.
I know.
Okay. Yes.
I know. The people of America are deeply interested in India. I send you my cordial greetings on behalf of the Muslim India, and I feel we have your good wishes. As you know, of the many races, creeds and religions that inhabit the vast subcontinent of India, there are two major nations, the Hindus and Muslims. 100 billions of Muslims cannot be characterized as a minority. We are 70 millions in the northwestern and northeastern zones of India. We constitute a majority of 70% against the caste Hindus in these homelands of ours. We want the division of India into Hindustan and Pakistan because that is the only practical solution which will secure freedom for both Hindus and Muslims and the achievement of stable and enduring governments of Hindustan and Pakistan, which I am confident will settle down as friends and neighbors like Canada and United States and other sovereign states, both in North and South America. Hindu India and Muslim India must be separated because the two nations are entirely distinct and different, and in some matters antagonistic to each other. Let me tell you some of the differences. We differ in our history, culture, language, architecture, music, laws, jurisprudence, calendar, and our entire social fabric and code of life. One India is impossible realization. It will inevitably mean that the Muslim will be transferred from the domination of the British to the caste Hindu rule, a position that Muslim will never accept. As an all India minority, we shall be under the rule of a permanent Hindu majority of about 3-1, which will virtually mean one nation ruling another by means of ballot box.
Yes, children. So, such a magical voice which penetrates deep inside you. I am really proud to have Jinnah as my leader, children. And in this little part of the speech, Jinnah has clearly stated that Muslims and Hindus have so great differences among each other's culture, religion, that he just seconded the idea of Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, of Allama Iqbal, and even Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, that Muslims and Hindus can never live together because of their cultural and religious differences.
I know.
Okay, now we are going to finally talk about the content of the resolution. Children, in this resolution, it was decided that the federal system devised under the Government of India Act of 1935 was not satisfactory for the Muslims. Without their approval, no new constitutional plan would be accepted. And regions, this is the main important one, which I believe that you all should understand very clearly. Regions where Muslims are in majority, such as the Northwest and East, should be recognized as independent states with complete autonomy and sovereignty. Priority should be given to the protection of the minorities. Now, we are going to talk about the importance of the resolution. Why do you think this resolution became so important? Children, this resolution was a huge step towards the freedom of the Muslims. This resolution gave them the direction to work. Now every Muslim knows that their point of struggle is to gain freedom, to make a separate state out of all the Muslim majority areas of the subcontinent. This resolution offered a fair solution to the Muslims' problems of being given the status of second class. Muslims were not happy with this status, and they thought that the easiest way to get rid of this problem is to have their own country. Okay, one more very interesting thing is this resolution was passed unanimously and gave the Muslims enthusiasm. If you see, in that particular ground, there were thousands and thousands of people, and most of them were even unable to understand English. But they realized that whatever Jinnah is saying is right. They also agreed upon it and they cheered loudly and they wanted this to happen. It became the rallying call for the Muslims and united them in demanding an end to the oppression they suffered under the British and Hindus. It established Muslim League as the undisputed leader of the Pakistan movement. Yes. So now, children, if you see, finally, Muslims, every Muslim, actually, I say, all the Muslims who are a part of Muslim League really, really know that what they have to do and what they have to achieve. Okay, now let's talk about the reaction to the resolution. If I talk about Muslim reaction here, children, definitely they are enthusiastic. They are active now. They are super active. Now they all know that they all have to struggle together and they have to achieve a separate state for them. And at the same time, if I talk about the British reaction, obviously they will not be very happy because this type of resolution might lead to chaos, because obviously British know that Hindus will never ever like this, Congress will never ever like this and will go against it, and there could be clashes. And handling the clashes is still the responsibility of the British, which they don't want to take on their shoulders. Yes, moving next. Now we are going to talk about the Congress reaction over the Pakistan resolution. The Hindu press published news that the Muslim League was trying to disintegrate and ruin the country with its plan of Pakistan. Congress hostility towards Muslims grew and it manipulated the resolution as Muslim League wanting the British to maintain their hold over the subcontinent by creating problems in the way of independence using this resolution. It raised slogans that the Indians only wanted one united nation. The British did not oppose it openly as it was based on the two nation theory, which they had already accepted. So, children, you can easily see that definitely this Pakistan resolution has brought big changes in the subcontinent. Now, we are going to have a quick look at the role of women in the Pakistan resolution. See, children, definitely women make a big number of our society, and we cannot expect any victory anywhere without the participation of women. So even Jinnah realized this, and he also wanted women to work along with the men to achieve Pakistan. On your screens, you can see the most favorite lady, Mohtarma Fatma Jinnah, who was the sister of Jinnah, and she was every time alongside her brother and helping him out. And if you see, there is another picture of Mohtarma Rana Liaquat Ali Khan, who was a very important figure in the Pakistan movement. All these women definitely made the women wings. They gathered other women. They came out with the political rallies and gatherings, and they also persuaded the British to give independence to the Muslims. They were the forefront of the Pakistan movement. And if you see some very famous women, Fatma Jinnah, Begum Rana Liaquat Ali, Begum Shaista Ikramullah, Begum Jahan Ara Shah Nawaz, and along with many other women. They broke the cultural norms and came out to protest against Muslim cruelties and were actively involved in the government. Children, I'm sure you all understand it was a very backward period where women were usually wearing the burqas and they were not expected to go out and at least participate in the political activities. So these women did a marvelous job coming out, organizing other women, and definitely when these women are out, their children are also a part of the Pakistan movement. Um, During one of his speeches in 1944, Quaid-e-Azam acknowledged the importance of women by saying, "No nation can rise to the height of glory unless your women are side by side with you. We are victims of evil customs. It is a crime against humanity that our women are shut up within the four walls of the houses as prisoners. There is no sanction anywhere for the deplorable condition in which our women have to live." you should take your women along with you as comrades in every sphere of life. These speeches like this gave a very great energy to the women. They've also played a very active part in the making of Pakistan. Children, before saying thank you, I would like to definitely talk about one more group working very, very hard in the making of Pakistan, and that is the group of youngsters. Even Jinnah realized that this young blood can do wonders. So Jinnah used to visit all the universities, Muslim educational institutions. He used to meet the Muslim leaders, young leaders, and he used to provoke them to stand for their rights and demand separate country as a follow-up for the Pakistan resolution. So, children, it's time to say goodbye. I'm sure you are very clear today with the event of Pakistan resolution. Let's do a quick recap. Today, we talked about the annual gathering of Muslim League, which happened on 23rd March 1940 in Lahore, which was Minto Park then, and now it is named as Iqbal Park, which is still there in Karachi, where we have built the Minar-e-Pakistan. In this place, a resolution was passed, which we remember as Pakistan Resolution, and this resolution, it was stated that Muslim majority areas should turn into a separate Muslim country, which should be named as Pakistan. And then further, we discussed that this resolution was passed with a great, acceptance. Every Muslim wanted this to happen, and they all struggled to make this dream a reality. So, time to say goodbye, children. And inshallah, in some next class, we will meet with some new exciting information. Very, very happy Ramzan from my side. And until we meet again, Allah Hafiz.